What is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMDTNT, where I am living my dream, trading and traveling. Hope everybody out there is doing well today. As for myself, I am doing pretty good. Just sitting here at the desk, want to get another daily trade recap done. Recapping trades taken by an automated trading system that I built over the last few months. Been trading it almost a month now, looking at the calendar, and it has been fairly successful. As with any new trading strategy, should always start off with fairly small size, and that is what I think I am using. I think that's fairly small size. But let's jump right on over into the charts today. We ain't gonna take up much of your time. If you could hit that like button when you come in, I would greatly appreciate it. I normally ask at the end of the video. I'm gonna ask at the beginning today. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you hadn't already did so. But today I thought the bot was gonna get by with just taking one trade, and it did not. And this thing actually took a trade at 11:30 last night, and I think it finally got out of the trade about 7:30 this morning, 8 o'clock actually, about 8 o'clock this morning it got out of. We were up $200 on the day. If you look right now, we're up $130. The bot was in a session filter when it got out of the trade. And then I didn't think that it would get back into another trade from that 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock hour. Lo and behold, it did. Ended up being a red trade, and we gave back some of the gains. So here's what it is. I almost turned the strategy off this morning to just realize those $200 gains. But then I thought about it. It was several times last night that I would wake up early this morning and I would look at the trade that the bot was in and I would want to get out of it. And I didn't. And because I didn't, it actually made a little bit more money. So I can't be influencing these trades. I say that, and then I'll probably shut this thing down before the 2 o'clock session though. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at these trades. One thing I do want to say, I did my recap yesterday a little early before the market had actually closed, and it did take one more trade. It got in around 2:30. End of day flattened at 355. Basically flat. Basically flat. We see the entry was there. This was a short, and it basically got out. Actually, no, what are we talking about? Let's go up there. Entry was right here. It got out right there. Still was fairly flat though. That's the line though. I don't know why I was looking at that line, but yeah, fairly flat trade. We do see once the market did officially close, this thing would have came back up and stopped me out most likely. Notice the supply zone is this red shaded area. We do see that it got broken right there. So it would have stopped me out. I usually try to give it a little extra wiggle room, but it still came up there and stopped it out. Didn't take any trades during the 6 o'clock to 7:30 session. No trades there. And then we jumped into the 7:30 to 11 o'clock session, or session filter. No trades there. But then we see right here at 11:30. At 11:30, it took a trade. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break down this label for y'all real quick. It took a long. Risk was 46.75 points. So what's that? $92 in risk. Near supply was at 0.4 R. So it was fairly close to the entry. The age of that supply was 49 bars. So that bar had been going for about 49 minutes. The range of that zone was 8 points. Let's see. Is that 8? Because it looks like it's a little more. Oh, no. It's counting this one. Let's see, 6. Yeah, it's counting that one. So that's correct. That's the one that it broke. It was 8. So we're good there. I might come back and make a change, though. I kind of be wanting to know what this one is. The one that it has to get through. So I might look at that as well. But this was a trade long, made a nice move initially up about 1 R. and then came back down, put us down in drawdown, came back up, and then it just kind of chopped around previous day's close, which was that black line right there. Just kind of chopped around. I looked at this trade at about 3 o'clock when it had kind of made this push up. And like I said, I thought about getting out for whatever the little money was, or I thought about taking my stop to break even. Had I took stop to break even right here, it would have stopped me out for break even. But came on back down, put it in drawdown. I looked at it again right around 4 o'clock. And I said at 4 o'clock, that should be should bring some volatility to it. And it did. Pushed it on up. Still never got a good solid push to lock in something until right here around 5 o'clock. Pushed up. It broke that step number 1, which locks in 1R. So at this point, we're locked in right here. And then I was good. I was like, all right, I can go to sleep now. I got some money locked in. Look at this thing. Comes back down. Teeters on getting out of the trade for 1R. 6 o'clock rolls around, another little hour of volatility, pushes it back up, and boom, we break the step 2. Now step 2 locks in 2.25R. So we get that break, kind of just chops around this range again. And then I had posted in Discord, I said, if the 8 o'clock hour can add some volatility, hopefully I can get that push up. Well, guess what? It added volatility to the downside. Stopped me out at my session number 2. I want to say that trade had made about 225, I think it was up. And then look, this thing just rolled over, y'all. Rolled over hard. Came back. That was the 1R right there. Broke previous day's close. And then eventually would have come down and stopped me all the way out. But this was the next trade that it took. And like I say, I didn't think that I would get another trade in. It took this, looked like right at 9:30, a short. Risking 38 points, so $76. Nearest demand was 2.38R. What I'm kind of seeing is when these are actually closer, they actually work better than when it's a little further away. You would think with further away, it would get more room to go, but seems to be the opposite. The age of that bar was 745. 745 bars? No way. 74 bars. Okay. No, I gotta look at that because that looks like 745. But let me see, which one did it break? Which one is it counting? Yeah, that went all the way back to 5 o'clock that evening or 6 o'clock that evening. So could have been. Zone is 11.25 points. And then there's New York AM session. This session kind of does horrible. It's actually a session that I probably shouldn't be trading anyway, so I might have to look at that. But yep, stopped me out, gave back about $70 of what I made. And now we're in a session filter going from 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock session filter will come off. I'm probably going to shut this thing down and just lock what I have in today. I'm probably going to do that. But let's go ahead. Let's look at the stats real quick. Let's bring up the dashboard. Actually, we're already here on the, we'll go back. We're on the calendar right now. I was kind of checking the calendar out earlier. 3 red trades since we've started trading this automated trading system. And then the rest of the time has been green. So almost 3 full weeks. Tomorrow we'll make 3 full weeks and we're looking pretty good. Some nice $450 day right here. But right now it just seems to be getting about maybe 2 to 3 trades in per day. If all 3 of those trades can be green, then we see some pretty good days. But guess what? Every trade doesn't have to be green to have a green day. We see that right there. We see that right there. This was a 50-50 day. This one had 2 green trades and 1 red trade. This one here only had 1 green trade, and it was a green day, 50-50. So as you can see, every trade doesn't have to be green. And that is what I have to keep telling myself. Every trade doesn't have to be green. This edge was not built that way. Here's the stats. Right now, the balance is $3,400, showing that we've made a net profit of $1,600 in the account. The account started with $3,000, so we're a little over halfway there on what we've made. Profit factor 2.39, win rate 48. During back testing, win rate was about 38 or so. So this is a little higher than year to date. So this could come back and give me some more, or I should say give the market back some more. Current drawdown, $77 for that last trade that we took this morning. Max drawdown since starting the account, $294. Not bad at all. We paid $70 in commissions and fees to Tradovate. Started this account with $3,144. I've withdrawn $1,344.92 on my way to getting this net contributions down to zero, at which point I'll be trading on house money. And then I'm gonna start focusing on scaling up, because this is where things really get to moving. We can get out of that risking no more than $100 per trade. Go ahead, kick it up to risking $150. Make another $1,500, kick it up another $50. And that's the scale for this particular edge. For every $1,500, I can scale up $50, all the way up to $1,000. Risk $1,000 per trade, that's maxed out. Based on back testing from the first of the year, come May, it would have been risking $1,000 per trade had I just kept letting the P&L compound, not withdraw anything. So once I get my initial investment back, that's going to be the goal. Small withdrawals, just small withdrawals, got to pay myself. But the main focus is to continue to build the account so I can scale up. This right here, P&L by hour. If you notice, it's about 3 or 4 hours of the day that's really profitable. The market's open 23 hours out of the day. Futures market is. I have session filters on for quite a few of those hours, but this just shows you the hours that are actually unlocked to trade. 2 o'clock in the morning, down $166. 9 o'clock in the mornings, down 119. This is why I was going to turn that off this morning, because I know that 9 o'clock hour is kind of pulling money from the account. Over the long term, if that continues doing that, why keep trading that hour? Same thing for 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'll continue to look at that. I'm building real data now with real trades. So it's a little different than looking at back testing. These numbers are real now. This just shows the days. Got 3 red days. You can see that right here. Best and worst times. Best day is Tuesday right now, made $749. The worst day is Monday. We've made $140. Best hour, 6 o'clock. That opening hour of the market has been a doozy. Been made $600 on that one. Worst hour, 2 a.m. We just saw that over there, down $166. Again, I'll have to start looking at maybe filtering out some of those hours. This here just breaks down the day of the week. Tuesday is killing it. Wednesday, not too far behind, and Friday is fairly decent. So those are my stats. Let's see. Anything on here that's interesting? Nah, nothing really here to see much. This just shows top losers. $93. Again, like I say, risking no more than $100. So far, 93 has been our biggest loser. Biggest winner, 388. Some of these numbers are wrong. Like this right here, this 6.9, that was one trade. Tradovate just broke it up into 2. So 413 should be up there as the biggest winner because it took 2 contracts. Let's see, analytics, anything here that kind of jumps out. It just breaks down longs versus shorts. 21 trades going long, 42%. 16 trades going short, 56%. Profit factor 3.1 is killing it for the shorts. Net profit, almost twice as much. Interesting, interesting. Last 7 days, 41%. Last 30 days, 48%. Hadn't made it 90 days yet. So this is a dashboard that I built with the help of ChatGPT. Why pay $20 a month, $30 a month for TraderView or TradingView or any of those other platforms when you can go right on to ChatGPT and actually build you out a fairly nice platform? I like it. This gives me everything that I want to see. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap this video up. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. How the market been treating y'all? If y'all out there trading futures, get down in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Did y'all buy some of that SpaceX? I did not, and I see that thing is ripping. Had a coworker yesterday at the airport asked me had I bought some, and I was like, nah, I didn't really get caught up in the hype. And he was like, well, I should have talked to you before because I bought some. Nah, you gotta do what you gotta do, boss man. I think he said he got in at 150. And I think that thing is up like 219 at the high right now. So I don't know. We'll see what it happens. We'll see what happens. I might add it to my long-term portfolio once all the hype then wore off. I don't really mind paying a premium. That's the way I trade anyway. I like confirmation. Some traders don't like confirmation. They just want to see the signal. I prefer confirmation. So I'll let this thing kind of play around for a minute and then I'll see. On that note, I'm up out of here trying to get to Mexico tomorrow. So bot'll be trading regardless. So I'll still try to get a recap done depending on how my laptop wants to act. So I'm out of here. Peace.